Welcome. You're about to take a trip you'll never forget as you join Food for the Poor on a spiritual journey.
Since Food for the Poor was founded in 1982, people from all over the United States have traveled with us on pilgrimages to visit our poorest brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and Latin America.
On these trips to countries such as Jamaica, Haiti, or Nicaragua, participants have a first-hand opportunity to visit with the poor and see the work accomplished by Food for the Poor for God's glory. As one pilgrim said, the love of God, the face of Christ, was everywhere. Our pilgrimages are carefully coordinated and conducted by an experienced pilgrimage tour leader.
All of the visits are to projects operated by Food for the Poor or the missionaries we help. Travel in the country you visit is conducted in a safe, comfortable, air-conditioned bus with an experienced driver.
The trip begins at the airport in South Florida, where the group gathers together to ask God's blessing on their journey, to open their hearts as well as their eyes to His suffering children.
To your divine, compassionate love, may we see in all that happens to us.
In Matthew 25, the righteous ask, Lord, when did we see you hungry? The face of the hungry Jesus is present among the homeless and the desperate in Kingston, Jamaica. Pilgrims journeying with Food for the Poor have the opportunity to feed the hungry on a pilgrimage.
Giving food to the destitute is a large part of Food for the Poor's ministry. Here, pilgrims hand out meals to the homeless in Kingston, Jamaica. The feeding program is a partnership between Food for the Poor and the Salvation Army. Food for the Poor also feeds many school children throughout Jamaica. Housing is another area where Food for the Poor frequently helps the very needy.
Throughout the Caribbean and Latin America, destitute families live in makeshift hovels that provide little protection from the elements.
In parts of Jamaica, Food for the Poor builds houses for people living in deplorable conditions. Their new Food for the Poor homes are a source of great joy, as the pilgrims discovered when they saw all the smiling faces greeting them. What a difference a new house can make in the life of a family.
One special joy for the pilgrims in Jamaica is visiting the sick and the handicapped at the Golden Age home in Kingston. Many are lonely and rarely get visitors. Food for the Poor visitors always brighten their day.
The residents are so appreciative of seeing new faces and beam with happiness.
The Gospel of Matthew reads, When did we see you ill or in prison and visit you?
The answer is clear when pilgrims visit residents at the Golden Age home, many of whom are elderly and have nowhere else to live.
The same is true at Mustard Seed Communities, a home for mentally and physically disabled children. It is easy to see the face of Christ in the face of these children who have been abandoned by their parents because they are less than perfect. Mustard Seed is one of the few homes in Jamaica that cares for severely disabled children. Yet the children have radiant smiles when visitors come to see them, creating special moments for the pilgrims to share and treasure long after their visit is over.
When you go back to America, you can't think the same. Seeing like what people have here and how little they have.
I would say don't hesitate. Just go and do it. It's something that's hard to explain without actually being there and experiencing it and feeling it and meeting the people. I mean, build those relationships, even though it's for a short little time. Those relationships are so important, and I think that's you can't get that any other way than by going on a pilgrimage and sharing those experiences with people.
I got to witness a pretty awesome experience. It seemed like got to see a family come together in about the best way they could.
It's an eye-opening experience, and it's truly inspiring to see how, your donations can really, truly impact people's lives.
We're just so grateful to be here and so grateful to see the results of good work that the Food for the Poor does.
Sometimes unique opportunities arise for pilgrims on their journey. Here, participants have a chance to help out by painting a new school built by Food for the Poor in Jamaica. Food for the Poor also supplies food, school furniture, and much more to schools throughout the Caribbean and Latin America. The food is especially important. Some children have no money for lunch and are so hungry they can't concentrate on lessons. Pilgrims have a wonderful time interacting with the school children as they help with Food for the Poor project.
An important part of every pilgrimage is prayer. On this journey to Jamaica, participants visit a local church and pray with the poor.
I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Amen. All right.
At the end of each day, pilgrims gather together to reflect upon the day's experiences. They share thoughts and spiritual insights about what they have seen. Each Food for the Poor pilgrimage is different, yet all who participate are bonded together by the spiritual experience of seeing the face of Christ in the poor.
Come with Food for the Poor on a pilgrimage. You will experience the spiritual adventure of a lifetime.
For more information, contact our pilgrimage department at 1-800-568-8124 or by email at pilgrimage@foodforthepoor.com.